It's down to the final four teams in both the women's and the men's divisions. And in a year dominated by the likes of Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Beckers, and many others, it is the women's side that has been getting a whole lot of attention. So for more today, we have two guests with us here who have been enjoying the tournament. Joleen Mitton plays basketball with the All My Relations basketball team. Joleen, hello there.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. Also with us, Julia Lipscombe. Julia is the producer of The Early Edition and also plays basketball with the CBC Rec team and is a big basketball fan. Thanks for being here, Julia.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, this is exciting. So, Joleen, how exciting is it for you to see the women's tournament, break viewership records, push ticket prices higher than most NBA games?
Yeah, I coach young girls, so it's really, really beautiful to see their excitement and my excitement as someone who grew up playing basketball and who is also a female. Like it's just amazing to see that's like finally now happening.
How much of your time has this been taking up?
All my time.
Yeah. Tell me about your viewing parties or that type of thing, or you just parked in front of the screen?
Yeah, I'm watching highlights over and over again. Like I also play in the rec league, the same rec league probably that you play in. I don't know what team you play on, but just I'm glued to the television. My youth are glued to the television. Like everyone's really inspired right now.
Right, Julia. The name that keeps coming up is Caitlin Clark, big name this year. And after this tournament, she's going to be joining the WNBA draft along with other key players. I mentioned Angel Reese. There's Aaliyah Edwards. What do you make of this wave of excitement for women's basketball right now?
It's incredible. And as a sports fan, the fun part about watching sports is you're doing it collectively. And so when you love women's sports, to have everyone joining the conversation and people who are casual sports watchers who can name 5, basketball players in March Madness that are women, it's so much more fun. And it's so amazing to finally see these incredible little athletes honored the way they deserve to be honored. And I get really emotional thinking about it. And I get really emotional when I see the highlights and the commentary. And, it feels like it's taken such a long time. And I think some of these incredible athletes like Caitlin Clark, like you said, like Kingston, Ontario's Aaliyah Edwards, like I think they can really put a big shine on the WNBA as well as they enter the draft and find their, respective clubs.
And I've been the casual recipient of some of that excitement as well. It's rubbing off. So thanks for bringing it.
Of course.
Thanks for bringing it to the newsroom for sure. But do you think all of this excitement could actually translate into WNBA viewers?
I really hope so. I think, the thing about college basketball in the States is there are these built-in fandoms, and college sports in general is so huge in the States. And so for decades, they built up these fan bases, and now we're getting these superstars. And we've seen the WNBA struggle over the past couple decades with viewership. But I do think that now that we've got the Angel Reeses, the Caitlin Clarks, like they've already got like $1 million contracts. They're entering a whole, like the WNBA will have so many more eyes on it. And sometimes all it takes is a generational player. Like think about Christine Sinclair and what she's done for soccer, women's soccer in Canada, like brought so many eyes on the sport. So I really hope the WNBA gets to that next level. And like personally, my son, whose name is Indiana, is already going to have his Caitlin Clark Indiana Fever jersey ready next year.
See, it's already taken off. That is awesome. Now, Joleen, we mentioned Angel Reese of Louisiana State University, and she's also been facing some really difficult things. And there was this emotional post-game press conference that she had last Monday, and she talked about online abuse that she's been receiving, the vitriol she's had to deal with. Just listen to a little of what she had to say.
I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time. And it sucks, but I still wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything, and I would still sit here and say, like, I'm unapologetically me.
Wow. Unapologetically me. Joleen, what do you think of what Angel Reese just had to say?
Well, it's obviously really emotional, but the fact that she has so much personality, like you think of the Dennis Rodmans, the Michael Jordans, like basketball in the 90s, like she has that same type of energy, and like that's probably a big reason why this is such a big deal having that type of personality on the court is fun to watch.
Well, and it's interesting, Joleen. I mean, just how high profile these athletes have been. I mean, when Angel Reese announced that she was going to join the WNBA, this was through an exclusive in Vogue magazine. So what stands out to you about that?
Well, I work in fashion too. So that's like Angel Reese is like my god right now. Like being able to do it all, not just on the court, but on the runway maybe. Like she has such a special fire that only does come around every once in a generation.
Well, let's talk about the impact. You're the artistic director of the Vancouver Indigenous Fashion Week as well. So what about having someone iconic like that in a fashion spread like that too?
Yeah, it's really special for someone I've tried to also kind of get my team into the fashion world and made our own clothes through our jerseys and stuff like that. So I definitely have a special connection to Angel Reese for sure. And not just that, like a lot of my youth look up to her and like, oh, I'm the Angel Reese of like my team. Like, you know what I mean? So that's really beautiful to see, to have like, people not afraid to be themselves.
Wow. Okay, so 4 teams left. Here we are. 4 o'clock. I'm just looking at the clock right now. 4 o'clock.
We gotta go.
NC State takes on South Carolina at 6:30. Caitlin Clark's Iowa Hawkeyes. They take on Paige Becker's University of Connecticut Huskies. Okay, just how do you think all of this is going to turn out? Maybe start with you.
On paper, I think South Carolina undefeated. Hard to imagine anyone who can get the better of Cardoso, who's going to absolutely dominate in the paint. But even though if I was betting, I would say South Carolina. My heart wants to say Iowa, because I think when you have a player like Caitlin Clark, a really special player who just has the will to win so badly that they can put their team on their shoulders and just make it happen. I mean, that's the story. That would be the story of 2024, and I would love to see it happen for her 4th year with her team.
Okay, what are you watching for as this all plays out over these next 4 teams?
Yeah, I kind of have the same kind of, my brain is telling me that, but also like I have a deep love for underdogs. So like I'm hoping the Huskies kind of miraculously like do something crazy, and then they play really well tonight, and they get to stay. So yeah.
Well, and Joleen, I was talking with Julia as well, just about staying power. Right now, there's a whole lot of excitement about it, but how do you see this being sustained?
You got to have personality. You have to be loud. You have to be, like I was just talking to your producer, just talking about like a league of their own, in the sense where you have to have like personality. It's fun to watch. You have to be fun to watch. As someone who produces fashion shows, like you have to be fun to watch. And, the guys aren't doing it.
Is there a movie here, Julia?
Hell yeah. I mean, who's going to play Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers? Like, tonight's showdown is going to be amazing. And the way these women show up on the court is fun to watch. Like, they take up space. They're like pounding their chest after they score. They're like hyping up the crowds. It's so much fun, and I think everyone should tune in approximately 10 minutes.
Well, let's talk about taking up space there. From someone who's into the fashion world, what do you see just in terms of what they're bringing? I'm holding out my fingernails here.
Yeah.
Hair, fingernails, everything going on.
Yeah, it's all about expression. That's what that's all about, and I'm happy to see them doing this on the court, and I love to see that on the runway too.
Hey, listen, I'll let you go. I know you're anxious to get to the game, or at least to watch it. Thank you. Thanks so much for bringing some of the excitement to Studio 10 today.
Thanks, Gloria.
That's Joleen Mitton. She plays with the All My Relations basketball team. Julia Lipscombe is the producer of The Early Edition, also plays basketball with the CBC Rec team. 4 o'clock. NC State takes on South Carolina at 6:30. Iowa takes on the University of Connecticut. Joleen and Julia have set us up for all the excitement.